Hello. Tonight I am not here to review a bad toy. I have been asked to bring to your attention the existence of a horrible and traumatizing disease that affects at least 5 Transformers a year. This ailment is so horrifying that many are ashamed that they even suffer from it, and they suffer in silence, and it is up to us to let them know we care. This disease I am talking about is, of course, Potus Manus syndrome, otherwise known as ass hand. Though its origin is unknown, ass hand is a horrifying and crippling disease. And although the symptoms are similar, it is not to be confused with the equally horrifying disease, gimmick butt. Here we have the subject of our documentary. Backstop is the most famous sufferer of Potus Manus, and in this form, it is not obvious to tell that he is suffering from anything. In fact, his posterior doesn't seem to be hand-like at all. But this disease is very deceiving, as you will soon find out. In fact, you really can't see anything significantly wrong with him here. In fact, he's actually quite a considerable little rhino. All of his legs move, all of his knees move, which is quite impressive. His tail, as well as his neck, actually have some range of movement. Unfortunately, we can see a horrible side effect of this disease, because as you can see, he has this strange shade of purple. This seems to only happen when he goes overseas, for in his origin country of Japan, he's a nice normal gray, the kind of gray you would associate with a rhino. Now I know I've never seen a purple rhino before. In fact, the only time I've seen a purple rhino was a movie called Death to Smoochie. It's a movie so freaking horrible that even playing with this toy is a joy compared to the... You know what? No, this isn't a time for anger. I'm spreading the message here, a very important message. We shouldn't be picking on Backstop. We shouldn't be taking our anger out on him. We should be pitying him. Severely pitying for what a pathetic wretch he is. Now, why this color change takes place when he crosses overseas is unknown. What is known is that it indicates he is very, very ill, as can be assumed by the strange color mix between the gray, dark gray, purple, yellow, red, all mixing in a very unsightly manner. These red pieces include a very obvious arm tucked in underneath his throat, very poorly hidden. I can only assume it is a side effect of the disease. Another possible side effect of the disease is his horn. See, he comes with one of these, which at first I assumed was some kind of medication to help with the ailment. No, this is actually a cyber key gimmick. Plugging this into the back of his head produces a springing horn effect. Unfortunately, the toy is so short, I'm hard-pressed to see what he can attack with this, aside from a squadron of Smurfs or the knees of other robots. So if you need a knee breaker to get bets and get loans back for you, he's perfect. Now, his gimmick is so low to the ground that I can only assume he must spend all of his time venting his supreme anger at this disease by beating Minicons. Yes, he gathers them together, herds them into a corner, brings down the cyber key, and pummels Minicons over and over all day, beating cogs out of their skull. It's how they have to deal with the anger. But fear not. There are those who do live with the disease, and they do manage to go on with their lives in peace. We interviewed one such individual. Now, I know this is hard for you, but please tell us your life with Potus Manus.
Yeah, Potus Manus syndrome's been a part of my life since I can remember. The first time I ran my fingers over a woman's cheek, and then she passed out. The doctor gave me a special pair of tongs so I can go grocery shopping without raising a lot of health warnings. It's not fair, damn it! Why me? Why do I have to have a palm posterior, huh? No one, not one, nobody, none of you knows what it's like! You bastards! You can scratch your noses! Do you have any idea what it's like for me to scratch my nose?
No, I don't care what you cut to. Just run some stock footage.
I'm gonna go kill myself!
Now we take a look at our subject in robot mode, where his ailment becomes painfully obvious and quite humiliating, I might add. As you can see, his entire left hand has become completely encompassed by the disease. You can see the 3 claws that try to indicate this is a normal hand, but have no doubt this is Potus Manus in its strongest form. It is a horrifying disease and has left his entire body disfigured. Nothing is symmetrical anymore. His skin seems peeled away in parts. You can see it has done quite a number on his articulation, as he has this vertical shoulder movement, the inward elbows, and forward and back hips. And that is all. See, Backstop once dreamed of being an Olympic-class gymnast, but this disease robbed him of any of those chances by taking away all of his articulation. His only knees are to the side. Unfortunately, this looks like he was in a very bad parachuting accident. Now, it isn't known how Backstop's knees became so broken, but my theory? It was a tiny Backstop. Yes, it seems implausible, but he is the best knee breaker on Cybertron, and it is the kind of madness that only Potus Manus syndrome can bring. Yes, even insanity is brought on by PMS. What? We're working on the name. I regret to inform this is not the worst of it. For instance, he has no waist articulation, no neck articulation, no advanced articulation at all, which for his small size would normally be acceptable. But the fact that he has no redeeming qualities in this mode whatsoever really makes everything stand out quite a bit. Now, you've still got the key, but in this mode, all it seems to do is launch the rhino's horn out to the side. As you can see, there is no way he can attack from the side. He can't turn his head, he can't turn his waist, he can't even run into it. If he's delivering a clothesline or fishing for something, or opening a can for some reason, this works fine. But for any practical purpose, it is completely useless and looks ridiculous. Now, if this toy wasn't suffering from such a horrible disease, I would tell you what a worthless piece of plastic it is. I would tell you the design is horrible, the colors are atrocious, and the articulation is absolutely useless. I would tell you the gimmick is about as effective as Grimlock on an episode of Jeopardy. I would tell you that I would rather be Waspinator's stunt double than have to buy this toy again. But it is suffering from a disease. It is a victim here, and I can't do any of that. Who the f*** hired me to do this? Unfortunately, it's far too late for this one. Potus Manus is treatable with remolding therapy, but he is just too far gone. His entire body has been ravaged by the disease, and there is no redeeming quality left. How can you stop the spread of Potus Manus? It is simple. Do not buy toys that suffer from Potus Manus. You see, designers put this disease in the toys intentionally because they feel that is the only place they can put the hand. It is not. Or possibly they take bets on how many people will post pictures of those characters picking their noses. It's not as funny after the first time. The only way to stop it is to make them know that we do not want it. And thus their paychecks will go down and they will stop doing it. It is as simple as that, my friends. Go to work. I am the Plastic Addict. I stay addicted so you can stay away. Thank you, and good night.
Yeah, good interview, I thought. When you paying me, right? Yeah, just cash is good. Yeah, cash is good.